Alright, so I'm going to be doing a VOD review for Cybersharq. It says here you've placed Diamond in Season 15. I guess you did your placements. Did you do all your... I guess I should ask. Have you done your 10 placement games and it's putting you in Diamond somewhere? Or is this like your first game? Not obviously, it's, I guess, rhetorical, but you do have to understand if you get like, I don't know exactly where you were in prior seasons, but if you, win a few games, right, your predicted rank obviously will go up more quickly because of the rank reset, right, than in the normal season, right? So you could just get lucky and win a few games. Not saying this is what happened, by the way. Yeah, you could get lucky and just win a few games and just go up, right? And then you just end up losing more as you rank or as you get put in those higher lobbies and just go back down to where you used to be. But it says here that it says the high ranks are supposed to be easier this season. That might be or easier to obtain this season. That might be part of it. I'm not entirely sure. I'll take your word on that. Not to say you're a liar or anything, but I just didn't see. I don't really care. Yeah. So you're looking to work on distance management and landing anti-nades. I think kind of generalizing those two things is really what you need to work on, in my opinion. I'll bring up some other like small things this replay that you can work on, right? But my primary two things I want you to work on are positioning on both. You play Ana and Kiri this match, right? I think positional wise, you're consistently like too close to the enemy team, right? And you're like not playing near enough to cover, right? And this, I don't want to generalize it too much because positioning on Ana and Kiri look way different. But like you're just making it too easy to get rushed down by their comp, right? So Ana really wants to play these like really long sight lines, right? Where she can at least still get help by her other support. That way, even if you miss in a sleep or nades or something like that, right? You still have to force the enemy team to like go through a huge open space just to get to you, right? So you have another one by the time they're actually able to reach you. Secondly, your cooldowns still need some work, right? I don't think you use them frequently enough, especially on Ana, right? And yeah, and on Kiri too, you have a really bad habit of just teleporting in, into that like someone that you're trying to heal, right? And all that's doing is like making yourself more exposed, right? Like you just use your Kiri cooldowns almost too frequently, and you don't use your Ana cooldowns enough, right? It's kind of the gist of it. Actually, I'll add something. Third thing for you to work on is your ult usage. I'm not really a fan of how you're using your ults on Kiri. You're not really like thinking about. I guess in general, actually, I'll say this: you're not like looking to see what kind of value your ult can get, right? I think pretty much every single time you ult in this game, you go for like a blind ult and have no clue what kind of value it's gonna get, right? I'll just say that for now. Okay, I'll do it like play by play here, right? Small detail on Ana, right? Sniper is really, or Widow is really common on this map, and they like to give me 1 second. They like to a lot of times like grapple shot off that like roof there, and they'll probably already be looking at this angle, right? And if you're just scoped in already, you could just die, right? This is kind of like a. I know you end up just dying here anyways to the ball. My point is you don't want to just be hard scoped main. And you have like a bad habit as Ana of just like hard scoping when you can't even see anyone, right? If you can't see anyone, don't bother hard scoping, right? I'm sure I know there's like a how do you say it? Like there's a slight delay between when you can like scope in and shoot or whatever. But you just lose so much information, right? Your FOV is really lowered and your movement speed is really lowered, right? So you just miss out on so much information just because you're already hard scoping, right? So you just like, you can see the ball obviously, but since you're like hard scoped in, just to heal your teammates, which are like both huge, like they're both like tank size hitboxes, you're not gonna miss even with a projectile, right? You just completely ignore the fact that this ball's rolling too, right? See, now it's kind of too late. Yeah. This is like, yeah, whatever. It happens sometimes. You should have like been more aware of it right there. Really, that's it. I will say, generally speaking, whoever's the first person to die loses their team the fight. Like you probably already know this, but you know, making small corrections like that's really gonna help. Right? Here, I wouldn't be walking forward, right? You know, excuse me. You know their comp's really fast, right? You can hold tab and see their entire comp now, right? They literally have, literally everyone on their team has movement abilities, right? If they kill your whatever here and just go on you right now, you're just gonna like stagger yourself. Fortunately for you, that doesn't happen. I'm sure you can see they have an opportunity to potentially kill you there, right? You pretty much just ran into their team, 1v5. Well, I guess 2v5 because your Ashe are still alive. But they should have just literally left point. Most of them should have left point for a second and just killed you again and staggered you with the Ashe. You can see, like, you don't want to be here. I think you feel that. But like, what am I trying to say? Like, you're just like not. You just like think you're gonna go to point, I guess, right? But if you go point anyways, like maybe you like sleep nade someone and get the intro pick, but then literally 4 people turn on you and kill you anyways, right? Like the fight's unfortunately over. Your tank's not there, so like you just don't even like try to set up to go touch. That's my point. Good sleep, right? Unfortunately, you kind of waste your nade on a Genji that's around a corner, right? You should wait for them to be in open space before you use your cooldowns if you want them to get maximum value, right? If you still had your nade, right, you could have used it on that tracer and got the pick. Yeah, not a big fan of this nade, right? Yeah, I mean, the ball is basically unkillable for your team unless you sleep him. Even if you nade him there, he just literally rolls away, right? He's so mobile that he's like indestructible, unless you stun him. I'm sure you can see the problem with your positioning. Your angle on your team is really close, and therefore your angle on the enemy team is really close, right? If they peek here, you're not able to kite, right? They can just use a movement cooldown to get on you. Or alternatively, if they literally come up here, look how easy it is for them to like just engage on you immediately, right? Or they can like flank around here. You know, they have a lot of options. Really, you should be doing something more like your Ashe right now and opening up the angle, right? Maybe you can even play down here, for example. Play like, you know, maybe not necessarily literally with your Ashe, but do something like this, and you shoot the people as they come in. You know, this had to happen a few seconds ago, right? And just not let them cross that space for free, right? And also be able to heal your team if they need it, of course. Okay, shoot fall away's fine. Obviously, like, this is really dangerous. If they know, or if they know and they actually, like, capitalize on you being up here, you're just kind of dead, right? You can see this is really dangerous. You just drop in the middle of their entire team. I mean, like, good nade, but, like, yeah, you're just kind of, like, completely isolated here. It's a wonder you lose. How long did you do, honestly? That's okay, though, right? The primary issue there was you was too far forward to begin with, right? Like, 20, 30 seconds ago. Honestly, like, all the way from trying to fight first points, like, the issues just kept compounding, right? Here, you have time to go top, right, with your or where your Ashe used to be, but going lower is okay, right? Yeah, okay. I'd definitely be careful about playing up here against the ball for too long, right? Because if you don't know where he is, he can boop you down. But again, you're a little too close now because you hesitated coming up, right? Unfortunately, your tank also did feed, but based on what the card is, you notice that one's going to be cart, right? So right now, excuse me again, you really want to be playing like back here. Something like this, right? Makes it really hard for them to get onto you, right? Because they have like this way in here, and then the top, and then main, right? I think their ball may have a rollout like this way or something, and their Genji can like climb up on the wall, right? But if you play with cover, or you play near the Mega, or you play with your Juno, where she can heal you, right? She should be able to keep you alive, right? And it just makes it, it forces them to make those really long rotations, right? Just to get on you. Oops. You accidentally kill your Bastion, but that's alright. And I will make a note that your sense maybe looks a little too high. You can play around with trying to lower it. I haven't mentioned the whatever they are, the perks. I don't think there's a way for me to see what they are. Okay. So here, there's a lot of things. I was too distracted with the perks, right? Positioning not the best, right? You probably would have rather been just a little further back, but that's okay, right? The problem is now, when they swing the corner, the sightline's worse than if you're just playing here, right? Like, if the Genji wants to dash on you, he's gonna literally land just in open, right? So even if you use your cooldowns on him, or like on someone, you still have a lot of time to like play with just kite. Not the end of the world, right? Not really necessary to nade there, right? So I'm talking about alt-wise, right? You have no clue if he hit anyone. You have no clue if who's around that corner, right? Their comp is like really mobile, so there is a chance he misses, and if you just like nano him, you might just like, you know, get no picks. Again, right? Just generally speaking, nading the tank, especially when it's ball, is just not good value, right? If you slept them, sure, you can nade them because it'll just explode from your Bastion. But once you miss that sleep, which is okay, right? Just try to look for other value on nade, like nading this Tracer. She can just pretty much just get one shot by her Hazard, for example. Right? Fortunate, right? Someone else kills your Bastion. Okay, I like that you try to use your sleep, right? But I'm sure you can see that was really rushed, right? Oh, okay, it says you equip a perk there, actually. So you can use the one where you, I think it, like, makes people slow after they wake up from a sleep. I think the one where your grenade double bounces is going to be more valuable in this matchup, just because they have so many characters that can get on you, right? Yeah, just the extra sustain's very valuable if they get on you, right? Because you're just that much harder to kill. But not that alone. I think you still get decent value out of that one, especially if you save the ball, because he actually possibly can like get more easily punished. I'm not saying much because like there's really not a whole lot to say there. Probably shouldn't have missed that sleep on the ball, but that's okay. I don't have a huge problem with that fight except mechanics, so yeah, it's okay. It's just gonna happen to everyone sometime, so not the biggest thing to worry about. Again, like, same thing, right? Since you're hard scoping, these people are allowed to just jump in kind of for free on the periphery of your scope, right? If you can't see anyone, just feel free to stay out, right? Because, like, yeah, well, I already explained it earlier, right? If they're all full, right, start looking at compound damage. I would have naded that guy a bit sooner, just because he's so low. I know he can tank the pulse, but even though you had to reload, right? If he gets shot at all, he just insta dies, right? Because he's so weak afterwards. sure you can see how awkward it is for you because you're playing kind of too close, right? I mean, it's fine when they're walking through the choke, right? But once they're here, this is obviously like too close, right? You're just not given enough time to react because instead of taking the sight line from all the way down here, right? You're kind of missing them as they come in. And when I say missing them, I mean you literally can't see them because you're hard scoped, and they just manage to rotate like all the way over here. They take this really close fight, and you have to keep like swinging your crosshair around. Where otherwise, if you were like back here, right, you can just still shoot people or heal them. Okay, obviously a bit too close there, but. Probably again won't be able to touch this one. Okay, nice kill by your bash. I'd be oh yeah, you just can't touch this. If you don't have a tank and it's this close, right? You have a full health tank with point, there's just no way you can win that, right? You don't want to be here, right? Their spawn's literally like right across this open space here, and your tank still isn't with you. So if these hard pushers, which you guys get killed. Again, positional wise, you probably don't want to rotate low. Your entire team did, so it's not the end of the world. But like you see how like bad the sightlines are here. You're just too close again, right? The sightlines, like this is your best sightline, and it's really close. They can just easily get on you within a single movement cooldown, right? But you can start over here, for example, right? You have a lot more space to kite. You can rotate here, right? You have like much better sightlines. You can play here, for example. It's a bit safer. And the sightlines really aren't that much worse. The only problem is it's harder to heal your team, right? Alternatively, you can even like come up here. You just had to like rotate top to begin with, right? Kind of unfortunate your entire team goes lower. That's okay. That was an opportunity to nano your Bastion. Right, if you trade ults for Nano, right, Nano builds really quickly, and he's still really dangerous, right, when he does like 1.5 times damage. Yeah. You probably save him there, and he potentially just blows someone up too.
Bring in the rain!
Not really necessary to nano him, right? He's kind of out of LOS from their entire team, right? They don't really have good poke. So like, if he's blocking, there's just like no shot he dies there, right? He just can't really do anything with his nano, right? Like the ball's just gonna run away. Yeah, really dangerous. Not super dangerous, but unfortunate. Probably should have hit that. That's okay, right? Okay, I think that's the one where you nano yourself as when you nano someone else. I think that's probably the right call, perk-wise. I will say here, you had a lot of opportunities to rotate upper, right? There's also a staircase up here that leads up to here, right? Once that fight ended, right? Once you guys killed the Genji and your tank forced everyone away, probably instead of going forward to get that nade, which was in principle a good nade, right? You hit multiple people, multiple squishies. You probably should use that time to rotate up here and just set up, right? That probably would have been more valuable, right? Because you're kind of just stuck down here and you just can't see anything, right? Gonna make it a long rotation. That's alright though. I probably don't know about this staircase, most people don't. It's mostly fine. No real reason to back up right now, but that's okay. Unfortunate your cast LOS himself. I will say you do have your cooldowns here, right? You can use your sleep and nade offensively here while you're healing Bastion, because he could just give him a kill immediately. It's alright. Probably should have hit that again, right? Maybe about lowering your sense a little. Give me 1 second here. Definitely risky to chase the Genji here, right? After you miss your sleep, right? You probably shouldn't. It's a good kill on the Tracer, right? But you probably don't want to keep extending because you don't have your sleep. You can't really defend yourself anymore. Right. Big mistake there. You just shouldn't push without your sleep. At least you traded there, though, right? Not that in the world.
You will have to try harder than that. I'm on fire.
It's a pretty decent place to set up, right? Not ideal, but
30 seconds.
here you can start walking forward. Could have a few while ago, right? They're all running away, so.
Rally to me.
Let's just say this fight, right? Okay, good nade, right? Probably should wait to use Nana, right? There's a chance they come back because they're on ball, right? So just wait for someone to actually like get low before you use it. Okay, good nade. The last two nades have definitely been good, right? So try to look to get value from your sleep here, right? There's really no reason to drop here, right? You just made yourself very vulnerable. You just kind of made the same mistake on second. You already were getting value high ground, right? You could heal them the same, right? And you could also damage enemies, right? Look for a sleeper, for example, or something like that. And it also makes it way harder for you to get attacked, right? Unfortunately, I have no clue why you're breaking through that, but I think it was a good sleep on the ball because your cast is using high, so unfortunate, kind of exploded. Here, you probably should be backing up way sooner, right? Your entire team's dead except your tank, right? You should just be walking back and left or right. Probably shouldn't have hit that, or probably should have hit that right. Even though you make him miss a lot, so. There, probably shouldn't be looking to use a nade on the tank again, right? I think you're probably trying to hit the Kiri. That's okay though, right? I'm not too upset by that. Okay, never-ending team fight apparently. Be a bit more patient there, you actually don't hit him. Yeah, unfortunately. Good sleep on the ball. Good. Okay. On to offense, right? On to Kiri. Here, Kiri is kind of the opposite of Anna, right? She wants to get pretty close to enemies, right? And use her teleport and Susu to like get out, right? You can use your Susu on the tanks or whoever's low on your team sometimes, but generally you want to use it selfishly, right? Like the only time you're probably gonna use it on the tank when you use it on yourself is like if your tank's hog into like an Anna or something, right? Because he just doesn't have very good counterplay to nade. Here, you probably don't want to climb up here. I was too busy explaining how to use Suzu.
Let me balance you out.
You just watch it again. Okay, yeah, you have a really bad habit of using your teleport to just get in, but this is denying you your ability to get out, right? You should just be walking in, right? Climbing up, right? Taking an angle, like for example over here, trying to spam kunais at them, right? And then when you get low or get in danger, you just teleport out to your team. Another small detail here, you probably don't want to like teleport like this too, because look how close you are. This is way more dangerous. Like, well, you almost die there. Kind of RNG, you don't die. You just teleport in front of everyone's face, right?
Got you.
Yeah, no real reason to teleport, right? You literally could just walk forward. Done pretty much the same thing. Probably should have sold that Genji. You could have caught him there for a second too. That's okay. Guess you know he's behind. You could be looking to go fight him, right? You have both your cooldowns. He shouldn't like really be one-shotting you, so. Especially because your Genji's trying to fight him now, you could definitely be going to try and kill this guy. Not really necessary to Suzu your Genji who's like full health, right? I think it's okay to teleport to him in this scenario because you know he's only fighting one person, right? And he's like full health, so like the Genji isn't gonna like dash him for no reason.
Under my protection.
Again, like I think this is also an okay teleport. You see, like these are the scenarios where you want to be using teleport to not do what I initially said, right? Kind of selfishly, when you have like no chance of dying, right? Like you teleport in to like take the 2v1 with your Genji, right? Because he was in no danger of dying there, right? And just taking the unfair fights very good. And you, like when that other Genji's just like running all the way behind, right? You just teleport back to your front line to get there sooner, right? Pretty safe because they're all in card. Yeah, if you have your cooldowns, right, just go in. Again, like, this is probably gonna be the last time I pause for it, right? But like you see, you're just literally teleporting into all their faces, right? Let me show you from their tank's perspective, just how goofy this looks, right? You will like die for this over and over again. Just wake up. We skipped a little too far back, right? So right, he just kind of doesn't, I guess, notice. I think he also gets booped around. But like, hold on. You see, your Genshi's deflecting right now, so he's not getting shot. And if you need to heal him, you can literally just heal him from here, right? This is why I'm gonna pause for here because this is really important. This is something you just continuously do, and you pay for it sometimes in this game directly, right? And I'm sure in other games you pay for it a lot, right? If you can literally do everything you want to do right now, like spam the tank, heal your Genji, heal your tank, right? From where you're standing and take 0 damage, right? And here now you're just in the middle of everyone's face. You could have been shooting the tracer, yeah. The Kiri that fell, right? I don't know if you caught that. She fell down here. Potentially could have killed her before she teleported away. More valuable than shooting the tank, right? That's fine, right? Made them look at you. And since they're far away, I kind of agree that you don't want to spot in there. No reason to Suzu there, right? You're like full health. At least you were right before you used to Suzu. You literally took like 15 damage, something like that. You could agree to that a bit more.
Feels good, huh? What's up?
This is okay. I was just watching to see exactly what's happening. What I would be doing differently though is looking to find an angle where I can both shoot and heal at the same time. See, Kiriko loses like no heal up time when she also shoots her kunais, right? She's like Baptiste in that manner, where I think maybe they lose like 10% effectiveness. But the difference between doing like, I don't know, like 100 healing and 100 damage is like way more valuable than doing 110 healing and 0 damage, right? You're just kind of like putting yourself in these situations a lot where you can only see your team, but there's like no reason not to, right? Right now, for example, you could be climbing up here, right? Getting closer to the Genji, making your shots easier to hit. You know, potentially waiting for the Reaper to peek a bit more so you can hit him more easily. And like, look, you still have everyone that you could possibly need to heal in front of your face, right? Like, this is just kind of making it hard for yourself to influence the fight, because all you can do from this angle is heal, right? You kind of the same problem on Ana a lot of times too, by not taking the correct positional angles, right? Again, right? I will say, this is an instance where you get punished for teleporting to someone for no reason, right? I'm sure you can see, like, directly what happens, right? The Suzu, like, could have been used better, but the main problem is that you teleported in, right? I will say if you use Suzu a bit more carefully, probably could have teleported away. But the primary problem is
The
just
spring
teleporting to
flows anew.
people that just don't need to be teleported to. Right? If everyone's pretty much full, just go look, like spam. No need to Suzu there, right? He's full HP more or less. Right. Be a bit more hesitant to use your Suzus in general. Not the end of the world. I mean, I don't think it's like awful because the tank was about to slash him, but he would have lived without that. It's a hard call to make. The problem is you just don't have it now. Okay, I think that Suzu's a lot better, right? Because if he hits you with that, you can get one shot. So, yep. He's not nearly as tanky as Bastion. So here, this is a good opportunity to set up an angle, right? You're almost playing this like an Ana. You see, like when you're on Ana, you can sit here and like see literally the entire fight, which is kind of funny, right? But really, as Kiriko, what you want to be doing is like potentially playing right. I mean, not literally right now, but like playing where your hazard is, right, and just trying to force a sweeper off the angle, right. Coming out here, fling kunais, right, slow them down. Come up here or something. Like you potentially even come all the way over here, right. And when you start getting pushed, you just teleport away, right. You're just more likely to hit kunais the closer you are, right. When you're too far away, it's just like a lot less likely that you hit people, right. Like, if you're already forward, you could be punishing this Genji for committing too early without his tank and using deflect, right? If you just, like, you know, obviously your aim has to be good, but there's a chance you can just, like, kunai him down because he doesn't have deflect anymore, right? And at the very least, if you hit him at all, you'll force him to dash away and just completely give up this angle, which helps your team a lot, right? Because now everyone's stuck in the same angle. And I will say, because you're not playing aggressively enough, your team is also like partially at fault for this. They should have been positioned better, right? They just come in for free and just like ult dump your team, right? I think just dying is fine, right? Your entire team's dead, so.
Interesting. I've got you.
I would say, I'm not really familiar with what Kiriko's perks are before we go too much further, so I can't really help you with the selection here. Yeah, I really don't know what most characters' perks are yet. I mean, that's to be expected. So yeah. Can't give you any advice there. This is kind of good, right? This is what you want to be doing on Kiriko, right? Just using the fact that you wall climb, taking these really annoying angles and just being in position to both heal and do damage at the same time, and potentially just keep swinging the angle, right? So you have better access to their backline, right? And if you get focused, no problem. You just teleport out, and if you don't go focused, you have a lot of opportunities to get picks, right?
Let the kitsune guide you.
Not a big fan of this Kiri rush, because like, I think you just like blindly use it around the corner, right? You literally just don't see anyone here, and you just use it on cart, even though you can't see anyone, right? They can just easily kite this by literally just all the people back here just turning the corner, right? And the people up here can just literally just stand up here and not be affected by the Kiri ult at all, right? Which is why you really don't want to use these ult supplies, right? You have the same problem with Ana. You don't know what's around the corner. Yeah, and just lose a ton of value from your ult. At the very least, you force out the junior ult, right? They didn't really need that. I see what you're doing. The problem is, since your team's so far away, you can't be going for this play this far back. I don't hate it, but just be aware in the future, right? Look at your team, I guess, intermittently, just so you know you can still teleport to them when you do this stuff. As you can see, yeah, you're just too far. That's alright, right? It's probably a bit of character unfamiliarity. Obviously, you do stagger a bit, but like, I don't have a problem with that play.
I learned from that.
Just waiting for an assassination or something. Especially, I think you can 2-tap Moira potentially. I think it's an okay Suzu. Probably should have been a little sooner actually. The cask probably can almost get one shot by the hazard. That's okay. And try to get a little closer. Find when I say try to get a little closer, what I mean is like don't play like an Ana. Like if you played Ana, for example, this lane's really good for you. You have these like huge sight line, and in principle, when you scope down, you really shouldn't be missing these people this much. But on Kiri, obviously you don't just want to bot for this way. You can, for example, just even climb up here, right? Get up here and just like go through up here, for example, right? And if you came this way, you'd find the Genji, or come this way. You can even like come down lower and make the angle like way shorter for you. So it's just easier to like get in without getting hit. This is good, right? You have your cooldowns. Go take a fight with Moira, right? Unfortunate. Mess up your teleport a bit there. That's okay. Whatever. there's some other things you could have done better that fight, but that's alright. I'm not gonna nitpick that one. I just don't want to make this video too long.
Try again.
I do like the patience not teleporting in. You don't really know what's there. No, they're not currently being shot.
Draw strength from nature. I'm here.
Okay, teleport, right? It's alright, he was pretty low. Again, I will say, I'll make a note of it here. Probably no other times, right? See, you're healing him. You have chances to throw kunais, right? You don't really lose the healing effectiveness. Yeah, not really a fan of that ult again because you just don't know what's there, right? You just happen to like ult into a Moira, and I don't even think you like get too much value out of your ult, right? Just peek the corner, peek different corners. We have an easier time to secure down. Oh no! What you're doing here